praise. And we sing celebration. We sing with words of praise. We affirm our life as sacred. We declare peace is here. Yeah. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise a roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Good morning. How are we all doing today? Hello. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Parker. I'm Reverend Stephanie Stewart. I don't see anybody new, so you all know who I am. So, our mission here is to provide spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. And we fulfill our mission with this Sunday gathering by offering classes and workshops throughout the week, and by being of service to both the town of Parker and to the larger world. And today is the last day that you can participate in our mission for the month of August by bringing in donations for the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless. And I see a big table again. We actually had so much come in that we had to make a delivery last week. Thank you to Kathleen for doing that. So we are collecting for their winter survival kits and their hygiene kits. And so if you've got anything maybe hiding out somewhere in your car, just bring it in, leave it on the table, and we will make another drop-off. So again, thank you to Kathleen for making that drop-off for us. Do we have anybody here for the first time? No? Okay. Let's go on then. You know what? We went to Pride yesterday, and we had a great time. So I want to say thank you to Denise Brubaker, who, there she is, right there. Look at her. Make her blush. Thank you to Denise Brubaker for heading that up, and thank you to all those who volunteered to be at our booth throughout the day. Joining me at the podium today will be Shirley Leung to offer our interfaith candle lighting, our reading, spiritual reading, and an invocation. Lighting our candles today will be Catherine Ward. Catherine Ward, thank you. Shirley is a licensed prayer practitioner. Our practitioners can be identified by their white and gold stoles. Practitioners have gone through 4 years of training to be able to see the spiritual truth of any situation. So if whatever you've got going on within your life, you can sit with a practitioner and they can see the spiritual truth for you. And we have 2 areas right over there. After service, you can sit with a practitioner. Okay? Let's see. You may have noticed our altar today, and it is a birthday theme. We have a very special birthday today. Our very own Dorothy Oxborough. It's her birthday. So if you happen to have a card for Dorothy, there's a basket over there, and we now have this. We had to add an extra table for all the refreshments. There are birthday muffins and candy, and just we're going to have a good time after service today. So that's it. Now it's time for some more great music from our CSL Parker Band and our music director, the one, the only, Alicia Archibald. Grace beyond measure, I am peace here and now. I am wholeness, thriving perfection
I am spirit, open and boundless. I am love. I am love. I am spirit, open and boundless. I am love. I am love.
Thank you, Catherine, for coming over. At Center for Spiritual Living Parker, we honor all paths to the divine. This candle lighting service highlights 7 paths of these paths. Our theme for this month is nature. We light the first candle to honor Christianity. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. We light the second candle to honor new thought. Nature is too thin a screen. The glory of the omnipresent God bursts through everywhere. We light the third candle to honor Judaism. Look deeply into nature and you will understand everything better. We light the fourth candle to honor modern mystics. I've always regarded the nature as the clothing of God. And now we light the fifth candle to honor Hinduism. Trees are Earth's endless effort to speak to the listening heaven. And now, let us light the sixth candle to honor Islam. The earth is green and beautiful, and Allah has appointed you His stewards over it. And now, we light the seventh final candle to honor the Native American beliefs. Mother Earth is not a resource. She is an heirloom. Thank you, Catherine. And now, let me present to you a reading from the Science of Mind magazine, the July issue, day 26. It is about universal love. Universal love is the essence of who we are as human beings. Individual love is the way we relate to others. As with relationships, our capacity to express love depends on our degree of self-love and our deeper relationships with Spirit. When we truly realize our limitless potential within universal love, we are more available to love fully in our relationships. So I invite everyone to let us pray. All right. So I just wanted everyone, if you so please, to gently close your eyes. And as we take this deep breath in, let the serenity come into the fold. Let peace be in this space. And as we exhale out, let our awareness come to this very present moment. And let us take another deep breath in and just lovingly relax into this wonderful space. I know that there is a power greater than my mind could ever imagine. Infinite, grand, infinite intelligence in all things. And I know that it lives in me and the hearts of each and every one of this person in here, in all human beings. I know that this infinite intelligence is a power for good. It is omnibenevolent. It is eternal, indestructible. And this is my truth, our truth. And I know that this infinite intelligence has its being in each and every one of us. Truly grand, truly beautiful, that lives in our hearts. It is our innate nature. And to the degree that we realize this truth, there lies the joy, the happiness, and the power in our lives. For where we bring our attention to, there we create our lives. This infinite intelligence brings wisdom to our minds and loves to our hearts. And with it, my house is safe and secure. My relationships are ever so warm and beautiful. The life that I create around me is a reflection of my truth. I am a compassionate being, loving and kind. And I am here to share all my gifts to all that I come in contact with, for this is my truth. But the greatest of all truth is knowing that I am joy. I am joy, for I know that the love that I have in my heart is so great, and that the I am, the love of the I am, is truly unparalleled. This is the greatest gift, for when I realize that love is in me and there's compassion, beauty arises in all and in everything. The world blossoms and the world is at peace. So please join me in recognizing our truth, the truth of our being, that we are loved and we are powerful and we create this beautiful world, and it is in our hands. Please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen.
Use me, oh God. I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. When I used to think that God was the Son, God is the Son, and God so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you so use me, oh God. I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you so use me, oh God. I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Wow. Thank you. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. That was from Mahatma Gandhi. Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. The Dalai Lama. So good morning. Good morning. Today's talk is called Naturally Divine. And it's true. You know, it's true. We just are, even when we're raving jerks. Our truest nature is divine. Our truest nature is divine. It is divinity. It is divinity. It doesn't make us special, necessarily. It's just the truth of who we are. It's just the truth of who we are. But we forget it about ourselves, and we forget it about others, or we don't want to see it about others. And that makes life hard. We're complex, and we're messy, and we want to be right. But God is still at the heart of all of that. God is still at the heart of each of us. And the interesting thing is that we are at the heart of God, too. We are at the heart of God, too. Now, last week I talked about how we are each a jewel in Indra's net. We each reflect one another. But we're a reflection of God, too. It's just a simple truth. It's just naturally who we are. Denial is declaring something to be untrue. We might not deny our divine nature in our words, but we do it in our actions all the time. We treat others poorly. We treat ourselves poorly. We just don't see clearly. I sometimes wonder if God gets tired of it, Or if God is amused by that. Like, when are we going to get it? Start treating each other well, start treating each other like we're all reflections of God. All this month we've been talking about nature, but what we've really been talking about, the principle, is oneness. And I think that might be the hardest principle of all. Oneness. Admitting that we're inherently connected to people we don't like, or we don't respect, or that are very foreign to us can be a real challenge to our human brains. If we're all connected, then we should all be safe, because you don't want to harm yourself, right? So why do we have this fight, flight, or freeze part of our nervous system? Why are we physically built to view ourselves as separate? It's fascinating. And then we've created these systems of greed and consumerism that promise we'll find happiness in this endless stream of stuff. We take our stuff and we fashion it around us like a moat to keep others out. Stay out of my home, stay out of my state, stay out of my country. You're different, you don't value what I value. If anything is untrue, though, it's all of that. It's all of that. I want to read you a short story I recently came across. Let me find it here. The story goes, as you travel north across the lush green meadows, over snow-capped mountains and far beyond the majestic glaciers, you will find a land where people love one another, knowing no hatred, judgment, or unkindness. Each of these people has only one leg, and not one of them can get around independently. Yet because they all love one another unconditionally, they are able to walk around by embracing each other. The more they love, the tighter they embrace, and the faster they move, running even like the wind across the plains. If they should ever stop loving, they will stop embracing, and they will die. Love creates miracles. Oneness is the essence of not just our humanness, but our humanity. And our humanity isn't measured by the stuff we have. It isn't measured at all. Our humanity is expressed. It's expressed by our capacity for loving, kindness, generosity, unconditional love. We all breathe, think, feel, and act. Breathe, think, feel, and act. Doesn't matter what we look like or how much stuff we have, how our bodies are made, what language we use. We all breathe, think, feel, and act. Right now, I want you to reach out to someone near you and hold their hand. If we can all connect up to one another, that's great. But if not, please make sure you're holding at least one hand. Okay? Okay. Now, have we all got a hand? Okay. Now, please concentrate on your breathing, your own breathing. Just the natural in and out. You may hear it, you may feel it, but concentrate on your breathing. And now see if you can hear the person or persons that you're holding hands with. See if you can hear their breathing or sense their breathing. Know that they're breathing just like you are. And now I want you all to think of a child that you know. There doesn't have to be any emotion around that child. Just bring that child up, bring up their face in your mind's eye. Think of a child you know. And now realize that everyone you are holding hands with in this room is doing the exact same thing. They're thinking of a child in their life right now, just like you are. And now I want you to take a moment and bring up someone you love in your mind's eye. Maybe it's that child you were just thinking of or somebody else. But let them come up in your mind and let the love you feel for them just fill you up. And know that everyone else in this room is feeling love right now too. And finally, I want you to gently squeeze the hand or hands that you're holding right now. Squeeze your neighbor's hand and know that everyone else in the room is doing the exact same thing that you are right now. And you can let go now. That was a very visceral act of oneness. We were breathing together, thinking together, feeling together, and acting together. For a moment, love pulsed in this room. Not love from one, but love from us all. We all felt it. We all put that energy into this room. And just because we've let go of each other's hands, though, that doesn't mean that this has stopped. We're all breathing, we're all thinking of something right now, whether it's what I'm saying or something else. We all love. We all love. We all feel love, and we feel it all the time, whether we realize it or not. And we all do things, right? We're always acting or acting out or something. We're always doing things. I had us do this little exercise together so we realized we aren't so different. And that oneness is always present. Oneness is always present. The Dalai Lama said, realizing that the other person is also just like me is the basis on which we can develop compassion, not only toward those around us, but also toward our enemy. Normally, when we think about our enemy, we think about harming him. Instead, try to remember that the enemy is also a human being, just like you. And at the center of our humanity is oneness. We are connected whether we like it with everybody or not. We all breathe and think and feel and act. That's the most basic way to recognize our oneness. Breathe, think, feel, and act. It doesn't involve any otherworldly experience. It doesn't involve any ability to see something special like an aura or something like that. Breathe, think, feel, and act. It just takes a willingness to stop and look around. And then we have to do the hard part. We have to accept. We have to accept that we're connected. We're one with everyone we encounter. It's the core of our divine nature, that oneness, that interconnectedness. Now, I want you all to think of somebody that you don't particularly like. Just let that person come up in your mind right now. There doesn't have to be any emotion around it, just someone you don't particularly care for. I recognize it can be hard to accept we are one with the person you're thinking about right now. But stop thinking about their personality or the actions that hurt you in some way. And see clearly that they are a fellow human being that breathes, thinks, feels, and acts. Breathe, think, feel, and act. We can't always know people's motivations. We don't always know what drives someone. This person you're thinking of, maybe they're driven by fear or ego, which at its core is fear. Maybe abuse keeps them from seeing clearly. Maybe they don't have the skills to cope with their emotions. Who knows? That doesn't make them separate. It doesn't make them separate. Now, it doesn't mean we have to give them space in our lives to cause us harm again. But locking people out of our hearts harms us because of oneness. Because we are all interconnected. We breathe, think, feel, and act. Many of our problems in life and in this world stem from a disbelief in oneness. It stems from a belief that we are each separate from one another, but that's not our nature. That's not who we are. That's not the basic truth of each and every one of us. We are all one in God. And it's easy to forget. But we are each a glowing ember in the heart of God. We are each a jewel in the net, and God is the net, holding us up and holding us all together with one another and itself. Now, I've talked about Ubuntu before. Ubuntu. It's an African philosophy that roughly means I am because we are. I am because we are. It's a belief in a universal bond that connects us all. And there's a story connected to this philosophy of Ubuntu that makes it more accessible to Western people. So this is the story. So an anthropologist, he was studying the habits of this African tribe, and he found himself surrounded by children quite often. And so one day he decided to play a game. He got a very decorative basket, and he put a bunch of fruit in it, and he put it up in a tree, and he brought all the children to him, and he said, okay, we're going to line up, and when I say go, you can run for the tree, and whoever gets to the basket first gets all of the fruit in it. So the children all lined up, and he said, go! And all the children reached out and grabbed one another's hands, and they all ran together. And they all got to the tree at the same time, and they got the fruit, and they shared it amongst themselves, and they just sat there happily munching away. So the anthropologist goes to them, and he says, why did you all go together when any one of you could have had all the fruit to yourself? And they said, how could any one of us be happy if all of the others were sad? How could any one of us be happy if all the others are sad? That's oneness. That's understanding our true nature and living from it. That's accepting this divine truth about our basic nature and saying yes to it. In the West, we like to say no to it. Especially here in America, right? Rugged individualism, that kind of thing. But we're only making life hard. Denial doesn't make oneness untrue. If anything, when we deny truth, truth just continues to show up in our lives until we get it. Chances to accept and live from oneness continue to come into our path and into our lives until we follow through. Remembering that we all breathe, think, feel, and act is a great way to acknowledge oneness on a basic level. And we have to start somewhere, right? We might as well start with the basics. Try it. The next time you're out somewhere, look around and recognize that every person that you're looking at is breathing, thinking, feeling, and acting, just as you are in that moment. Just as you are in that moment. It's easy to feel oneness with those we love. It's possible to acknowledge oneness with strangers. It's hard to accept oneness with those we don't like, but it doesn't make it any less true. It's our true nature, oneness. God is at the center of our hearts, and we are at the center of God's heart. That is absolutely true for each of us. Living from a place of oneness can be quite the challenge in our modern world. People reporting that they feel lonely, that is at an all-time high. It takes time and practice to cultivate a feeling of oneness to live from. Start with that basic practice of looking around and acknowledging that everyone you see is breathing, thinking, feeling, and acting, and that you are too. You have to include yourself in it. Then try extending the practice to someone that you don't particularly like, and see if it doesn't become a little easier. Oneness is the truth of who we are. Our core nature is divine, and it is expressed as oneness in each of us. We have to practice it. I promise it gets easier with practice. Try it. Practice it. And watch how your life changes as a result. Because it will. It will. And so it is. Shall we pray? So I just rest here in this moment. Rest in this moment of oneness with the Holy One, with the one I call God, with the one that you may have a different name for, but it is the God of each of our understanding. And I know nothing but love. I know nothing but love in this moment. It fills me and it guides me. And so what I know for this Center for Spiritual Living is oneness, wholeness, kindness, peace, and love. I know that as we embrace our oneness, and we embrace the Holy One, we embrace one another because we are each a reflection of God and we are each a reflection of one another. We are a jewel in Indra's net. And we are a blessing. And I am grateful. I am so very, very grateful for this community and all that it is. I'm grateful for this community and all that it is becoming through its walk with peace and love and grace. And so I just release this. I release this into a law that only says yes, that only knows yes for us. I release this, I let it go, and seal it with me by saying, and so it is.
God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. As me, as you, so use me, oh God, and I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Oh, so now it's time for our offering. Please know that your gifts and offerings are used responsibly as we fulfill our mission of providing spiritual tools for personal and community transformation. Money is God in action, and your money changes things for the better. Whether here at this center or in the community of Parker or even in the world, you are doing good work by giving. So know that when you give, you are more open to receive all the good that is yours in this world. And so it is.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Take it away, Dale. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Come on up, Jennifer. So thank you to Jennifer Drybread today for being our usher. Oh, and so I just, yay, give her a round of applause, go for it. So I just bless these offerings knowing that they are a gift and we use those gifts responsibly. And they change the world for the better. I know those who give are a little more open now to receive, and we are blessed, and so it is. Thank you. Wayne, let's bring Wayne up for an announcement. There you go, sir.
So last week I said that was the cutoff for signing up for the Munchers group. Anybody haven't signed up that would like to? Raise your hand. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? All right. So over on the table, I've broken all the signees up into groups of 6 to 8 people. Pick one of those up if you're signed up for the Munchers group. Pick one of those up, and you'll notice on the top list the couple or individual that is indicated in red will be the first host. So if your name is appearing on that list and it's in red, it's up to you to get the group going. So have at it. And you know, we've got from now for the next 6 months to get all of our groups in and participating. So pick your sheet up. If your name is in red, it's your job to get it started.
Thank you so much, Wayne, for organizing this and getting it together. This is really great. Thank you. So thank you to everyone who served in any way today. Thank you to our practitioners, our camera operator, Renee Lapine, who hates it when I call her out every week. Special thank you to the amazing CSL Parker Band. Thank you all for being here. Did you have something, Kenny? Oh, the jacket. I forgot the jacket. Did somebody leave their jacket at the picnic? Does that look familiar? It's now your jacket, yes. Okay. Please make sure to wish Dorothy a happy birthday. You have all the flowers up here are yours. You have presents up here. You have cards over there. And we have a whole slew of food over here. So please go eat, because I know the people that brought it don't want to take it home. Okay? So a lot of the birthday muffins are courtesy of Kenny Johnson, and she did the altar as well. And Skip, thank you. Okay, so please join me. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we will hear in just a second. Let me just do one last prayer, and then we'll sing. Okay? All right, so I just know that we are a blessing on the world. I know that we are a blessing on the world. And I know that we have a great week. We go home in absolute safety. And I know that we are blessed. And so it is. Have a great week, everyone.
Okay, she just totally took my surprise. We're going to sing together to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dorothy. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Have a blessed week.
Sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under its loving embrace. Just feel the thunder